All right, we're back again, and today we're going to be going over some exercises in regard to our core. Particularly in this video right here, we're going to focus on our abs, doing different exercises with that, with a couple of variations on a couple of exercises. The first one's going to be V sit-ups, which will be the exercise that has the variations to it. The V sit-ups, we'll be doing those with both arms and legs at the same time, and then we'll do a variation of it where we'll do opposite arm, opposite leg, which helps to work the obliques a little bit in regard to doing that sit-up. Then we're going to jump into flutter kicks, scissor kicks, jackknives, or what other people like to call V-ups, which is kind of an offshoot of the V sit-up. And then the last thing that we're going to do is what's called a piston, okay? So the first one, V sit-ups, okay? So with the V sit-up, we're going to find ourselves on our mat here, or if you're doing them on the ground or on the grass, you don't need the mat. Now on the V sit-up, okay, the whole idea is to go up at the same time, both your feet and your arms. So we want to come up to a V position with both your arms and your legs at the same time. Okay, so this is what that looks like. Okay, so that's the standard V sit-up. Both arms and legs going up at the same time. The variation, like I mentioned, which is called the opposite arm, opposite leg V sit-up. So basically it's the same thing as a regular V sit-up, except the difference is we're going to do opposite arm, opposite leg. So we're going to go up with our right arm, left leg. We'll come back down, and then we're going to switch it. We're going to go left arm, right leg, okay? And then we'll continue to alternate, okay? So it'll look like this. Okay, and so with that exercise, it's going to incorporate some work on your obliques and get you doing, a little bit more overall ab work, not just straight down the middle like you normally get on a V sit-up. The next one we're going to go into is what's called flutter kicks. Okay, let me adjust my mat here. Flutter kicks, so you can see them going straight ahead. Okay, and so we're basically going to be on our backs. We're going to put our hands right under our butts, okay? Feet are going to be off the ground, and basically going to be doing what's called a flutter kick, okay? Now you can speed up if you want, and there's a couple of different things with doing the flutter kicks. One, we could do them for reps. So obviously, if you do them slow, you can control and count how many times you take your feet up and down. Or we could do them for time, which is normally the way we'll do them. We'll do them for about a 30-second spurt and continually go. You can control the speed, whether you go fast or slow. You can go long kicks or even very short kicks. It's totally up to you, and you can make that adjustment, okay? Now, along the lines of doing flutter kicks, we also have what are called scissor kicks. Okay, and with scissor kicks, you're going to be in a similar position as the flutter kicks, on your butt. Okay, same thing, hands underneath your butt, laying on your back. Okay, feet off the ground, but now you're going to do scissors. Notice that you're going to be going over and under, alternating with your legs, okay? So your right leg's going to come over, the left leg when you cross, back open, and then they're going to switch, and you're going to do the opposite, okay, in regard to those. Our next exercise is what's called V-ups or jackknives, like I like to call them. Let me adjust my mat again for a different position here. with this exercise, we're already going to start, as opposed to a V sit-up where we're going both arms and legs up at the same time. We're going to start with our legs up already, okay? Basically perpendicular to the ground if you can get there, and basically we're going to reach up. Reach up for our toes, pull our shoulders up off the ground, okay? Those are V-ups, or what are called jackknives, okay? So obviously you can see why they're called that. You're kind of in a V position, just bringing your shoulders up, or if you look at them as jackknives, basically, if you've seen diving events, basically having your feet up, reaching up to touch them, you're in a jackknife position, okay? Now our last core exercise for abs that we're going to cover, the piston, okay? And with the piston, we're going to have our feet out in front of us. Feet are going to come off the ground, okay? Our hands are going to be on the ground for stability, okay? And we're going to bring our knees into our chest, take them out. Knees in, take them out. Notice how I'm not saying bring our feet in, I'm saying bring our knees in, okay? So when we focus on bringing our knees into our chest and taking our knees out, okay, which will automatically push our feet out, it's going to force us to contract and hold the contraction in our abdomen for a lot longer period of time, okay? So as we're doing the piston, bring your knees in, bring your knees out. Knees in, knees out, okay? If it gets to the point where these become easy for you, where it's not doing much for me, you can challenge yourself. And the way to challenge yourself is take your hands off the ground, okay? So keep your hands in front of you, knees out, knees in, knees out, knees in, okay? It becomes a lot tougher because now you're even having to fire your core more in order to maintain stability, keep your body in line, not allow your body to move side to side or forward or back. And so that becomes a greater challenge, okay? When it becomes easier to do that, one way to create resistance after that is to either get, a med ball or some type of light weight, maybe a water bottle filled with water, and hold it with your feet together, okay? That'll cause your lower abdomen to contract, and will create a little bit more of a workout for you. And especially with the pistons, you're going to be working a lot more of your lower abdomen, okay? And firing that, it'll get some work all the way down into your groin area to strengthen those. And especially if you're working on holding a water bottle, or even something as small as a baseball, okay, which weighs about 5 ounces. That'll create some more resistance for you and actually work in strengthening those areas. Okay, our next video we'll jump into doing some more core exercises, except we'll jump into doing some back exercises.